For this project, we are going to reiterate some of our past formulas or functions that we've used, as well as introducing a couple new ones, and that's the now function and an if statement function. So let's begin. The product field will be, turn our equal sign on, we're going to use a absolute reference. So the product price up here is the price per item. So to figure out our product cost for each sale, I'm going to take the figure in B, column B, so in this case B6, multiply it by our product price. Now again, we want all of these figures here to multiply by this figure, and to do so then we apply an absolute reference, which would be your F4 key. So you should have these dollar signs in here. Simply press enter or return, and then use your fill handle to bring those numbers down. If you need to, you can apply a currency style. Mine was already defaulted to that. Tax, let's skip over the shipping, we'll come back to that. Tax, we have a tax rate of 7.5%. This tax is going to be on top of whatever the product total cost was. So again, to do that, we're going to do an absolute reference. So we'll need to multiply the product cost times our tax rate, and again, press your F4 key to create an absolute reference. So that way, when we drag this down again, we'll get C7 times H2, C8 times H2, C9 times H2. Press enter or return. Use your fill handle to drag that down. And you have that. Total. The total cost for each order is going to be, will be the product plus shipping plus tax. To do that, equal sum, our brackets, select and drag between C6 to E6, and close it, and enter. Again, if your computer hasn't done so, you can format these columns to be currency. Use our fill handle, and we'll bring that down. Shipping. So, you see down here, it says shipping fee is $22.50 for orders of less than 5 cartons. Okay, so here are our carton quantities per order. How we're going to do this, we're going to go equals if, click on, okay, so sorry about that. Click on equals. We're going to go up here to this drop down. This is going to give you some standard functions. If you don't see the word if in there, you can go to the more functions, and from there type it in. So in my case, it's up here. I'm going to click the if, and then on my computer it populates over on the side here. You will probably have a pop-up box right in the middle. Move the box over so you can see all of the fields in here. But the logical test, so the test is if the quantity, which is located in B6, is greater than, or sorry, is less than 5. Okay, so this is where we get our orders less than 5. So if B6 is less than 5, then input 22.5. If that's false, so if it's greater than 5, we input 0. Select done. And as you can see here, it populates 0 because the quantity across is greater than 5. Simply use your fill handle to drag that down, and you'll see here on the few that have 2250, it's going to alter then the totals. Because if you used a reference formula, then that should work. So you can click out of that box now that you've used it. Okay, number of sales. So down here in box B20. This here we're going to use a count function. Okay. In order to count how many orders we have, start any formula with our equal sign. Okay, see here we have a box that indicates the different formulas. So let's click back in there. Go equals. So I have count A up here because I used it, but by default it's typically not there. So click on the more functions. You have a box here. Type in your search count A. Count A counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. So this is an easy way to figure out how many orders do we have. You'd also like to use this if you have a big list of names and you want to find out how many people there are. We're going to insert that function. We don't want to count the quantity number, we want to count our order number. So we're going to select A6 through A15. You'll see here on the side it says result 10. It'll help indicate whether or not you've done it correctly. If it comes back with a 0 or a figure that you know is not correct. Average sale. So this is one we've used before. Click on average. And we'll use our totals. Highest. Again, this is a review. And the lowest would be our minimum. Okay, date created. This one we're going to use the now function, which is really simple. Equals. Then as you start typing it, N-O-W. This you don't have to enter any data. What it does is it uses what's stored in the computer to populate the date and the exact time the document's created. So press enter. See, this one was created on 2/9/17 at 10:21 a.m. So that is all to this. Go ahead and submit your final document using optical and your last name.